It has been a long time since we did this.
A very, very long time. In my defense, I was quite busy for some time.
Yes, you have a solid defense. I do not, on the other hand. Holden has a less solid defense, but it's still a decent defense.
See, simply, you just need to hire a better defense attorney. I had Phoenix Wright on my side.
Oh, shit. Phoenix Wright is
no way I'm going.
OP, man.
Go down Stack. Let's go down hate. We haven't been here for a while. No fun, just hate.
Yeah, so this... I hope you know, I literally had to do a week's worth of cEDH research just to understand how the fuck this deck works.
That is concerning.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to explain it because I could not figure it out for a while. So, first of all, I just want to clarify, I am stealing like 90% of a person's deck named, I think, Zechariah? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who got second place in a cEDH tournament with Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff, as the commander. So, I stole like 90% of the deck, and then I edited the rest to be Stax pieces. I do want to tell you now that Stax in cEDH is not amazing right now.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm just making sure you know, because yeah, it's even like counter spells, you still have to deal with abilities like Touch the Spirit Realm, so it's just tough.
Yeah.
All right, this deck is extremely complicated and yet super simple. Okay, so first of all, how about you read Lotho for me, because let's just start off with the easy part. It is cEDH, so I hope you're not worried about price. Oh, it's there? It loaded?
Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token.
Very simple card. And yet, pretty good, I must say. Because it says a player. It includes yourself. I hope you're not concerned about price. And I hope you obviously don't print it out. Because no one should ever print decks. It's just a terrible idea. Wizards of the Coast, don't come at me.
I know you not to worry about the price.
It may start with a 3.
It starts with a 3. I looked, it does not say it starts with a 3. It starts with a 5.
Oh, yeah, I updated mine to the cheapest. It's possible that it's even more on average. There is 3 total zeros, I think, and it's literally thousands of dollars. So I really hope you're printing it, because oh my god.
I'll just have to do changes to the deck, and yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. No, do not buy it.
Fine, I'll just buy 4 copies of Imperial Seal.
Oh god.
I want a playset.
A playset of Imperial Seal. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah. So we have Lotho as the commander. I'll give you a hint. The commander is completely irrelevant to how you win with this deck.
I figured as much. I figured you literally had him in there just as like you might need more mana.
Yeah, so the person who won second, who got second in the cEDH tournament with this, almost this deck, had Lotho as the commander simply because they wanted mid-range stuff, and it's very easy to get mid-range stuff whenever people are casting 2 or more spells. because in cEDH, most people are going to cast 2 or more spells every single turn. So, yeah, you're going to get a lot of treasure. Sure, you're going to lose 1 life for it, but it's completely worth it. So it's mid-range, right? So we've got a lot of simple stuff that's just like almost normal, like bracket 4 type things, like Haven Interrupter, Witch Enchanter, Solitude. And then we've got like weird specific cEDH stuff, like Archivist of Ogma, just because we don't want people searching their library. I mean, there's also Opposition Agent.
I'm like, I mean, we love Opposition Agent. Woo,
oh,
Opposition Agent.
But yeah, like Archivist of Ogma, Opposition Agent, I think there might be one more somewhere, but I can't remember. They're both very helpful in cEDH because majority of the time they're searching for cards to combo off. So, kind of solves that problem. We've got a lot of game changers in here. I'll just list them off because I'm too lazy to read out all of them. There's Ancient Tomb, there's Smothering Tithe, there's Necropotence, there's the One Ring, there's Mox Diamond, Mana Vault, Chrome Mox, Enlightened Tutor, Ad Nauseum, Demonic Tutor, Imperial Seal, Draenith Magistrate, Opposition Agent. There's a couple odd things about this deck. If you've looked at the land count, there is a total of 27.
Yeah.
I
looked at it and I went, huh, that's a lot of planes, I thought.
Yeah, no. There's exactly 1 plains and exactly 1 swamp in the entire deck. For some reason, cEDH decks don't like running lands. I guess because their mana curve is mostly pretty low, but like it's kind of fucking weird. It's really weird to see the 27 land count. But you're gonna just have to trust me on this because, again, like 90% of this is the commander deck that got 2nd place. And
we're going over cards, but what are we trying to accomplish with this deck? What is the goal?
I was trying to move around that fact, I'll be honest, but yes. So, okay. In reality, in this deck, you are searching for 2 total cards. One of the cards is a must-have and must be searched for. Or, I guess, cast from your hand if somehow you have it in your hand. The other card is actually one of 3 cards in the deck. So it's pretty much the same effect of the 3. So let's start off with the card you absolutely need. And that is, it seems fucking weird, and I didn't understand this combo. So you're gonna have to pull with me on this one because it's really confusing. Abdul Adrian, Gorian's Ward. 4 mana and 1 white for a legendary creature, human warrior. Pretty normal for a 4/4. It says choose a background, which we do not care about because it's not our commander. And then the important ability, which is when he enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you control until he leaves the battlefield. Then create a 1/1 white soldier creature token for each permanent exiled this way. So the 3 cards that we are searching for other than him, we just need 1 of them. And they have extremely similar effects, which is why we only need 1. It is Animate Dead, Dance of the Dead, and Necromancy. If you know these cards, you understand that they have the same effect. If you don't, basically, it says enchant creature in your graveyard, and brings it back to the battlefield. That's about it. And then it has separate text, usually, I think all of them do, that says, if this permanent were to leave the battlefield, sacrifice the enchanted creature.
I think I'm getting it now.
Okay, yeah. I think you understand, but just in case you don't, you will have either... you'll have Abdul Adrian in your graveyard, preferably, if you can. That's the best place for him. And then you will cast, let's just say, Animate Dead. You will Animate Dead Abdul, which will bring him back to the battlefield. Abdul will then exile Animate Dead until he leaves the battlefield. When Animate Dead is exiled, he dies. But then Animate Dead comes back because Abdul left the battlefield. Then Animate Dead will enchant Abdul again. Exile Animate Dead. Abdul dies. Brings back Animate Dead. Brings back Abdul. So on and so on and so on and so on and so on. Until...
You just...
I mean, there's a lot of things that happen when this combo goes off. The easiest one is that's already on the card, Abdul Adrian. You get infinite 1/1 soldiers. So that's bare minimum of what happens, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
There's also other stuff to benefit off of it, but really, who cares about those? You have infinite 1/1s. So, something I didn't mention is how the hell you're gonna get there.
Yeah, you didn't really mention that at all.
There is an extremely long, convoluted answer to this question. And I hate that it's so long because I did not understand how this worked. This is the part I literally had to research to understand. So, you want Abdul Adrian in the graveyard, right? But you also want to search for a card. So, the best card to put a creature from library into graveyard and search for a card to put it into your hand is Final Parting. Very simple. 3 mana, 2 black mana, sorcery. Search your library for 2 cards, 1 into the hand, other into the graveyard, then shuffle. You search for Hoarding Broodlord, or as I like to call him, Hoarding Dude Lord, and put him into the graveyard. And then, for the card to put into your hand, you grab Reanimate, or Animate Dead, or Dance of the Dead, or Necromancy. One of those 4, basically. So then what happens is you cast Animate Dead, Reanimate, whatever, to bring Hoarding Dude Lord to the battlefield. When Hoarding Dude Lord enters, you search a library for a card, exile it face down, then shuffle. For as long as that card is exiled, you may play it. Now, Jack, what card do you think we're gonna search for?
I don't think it would be Adrian.
Nope.
I don't think it would be him.
Nope.
So we're trying to...
It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
We want to
So this is where I was stuck. I was trying to figure out where do you go from here? I don't understand what's happening. This is the part where I lose my mind.
So what do you grab?
You grab. I'm looking for it because I don't see it here, and it's absolutely needed. There it is.
Is it Orcish Bowmaster?
No. Nope. No, a game changer. No other combo piece. or not a combo piece, not anything like that. No. It's stupid, and it doesn't fucking make sense. Grab, saw in half. This card is stupid, and it was printed in Unfinity, and it doesn't have an acorn sticker, so it's legal in Commander. This card is fucking stupid. Okay, so it's 2 mana, 1 black mana for an instant. It says, destroy target creature. If that creature dies this way, its controller creates 2 tokens that are a copy of the creature, except their base power is half that creature's power, and their base toughness is half that creature's toughness. You round up each time. Now, Jack, what do we saw in half?
You're gonna saw in half the Hoarding Broodlord? Correct.
So this is where it gets a little less complicated. Just a little less. I still hate this. I still hate this. So this is where one, you grab either Lively Dirge or Buried Alive or Unmarked Grave or sorry, we can't do Unmarked Grave. Or Diabolic Intent. Anything that searches for a card, puts it into the graveyard. Diabolic Intent was just listed because we can sacrifice the creature. And then the second one, finally, is Abdul.
Okay.
So, I know, it's extremely convoluted. Okay, so Hoarding Broodlord, the 2 of them, I said grabbed either Unmarked Grave or Unmarked Grave, whatever, and Abdul. So the other text in Hoarding Broodlord is spells you cast from exile have Convoke, which means you can play these spells pretty easily, which is really nice. I forgot. You still do not search for Abdul. I forgot. Still don't search for Abdul. Instead of Abdul, you grab the Animate Dead, the Dance of the Dead, the Necromancy. One of those. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, so then, because of Hoarding Broodlord's spells you cast from exile have Convoke, you're going to cast Lively Dirge, Unmarked Grave, Buried Alive. Or if somehow you haven't played Final Parting by now, Final Parting. Which you will then search for, finally, Abdul Adrian, and put him into the graveyard. Then the second card we tutored for, after Hoarding Broodlord was sawed in half, was Dance of the Dead, Animate Dead, or Necromancy. Now finally, we can play one of these 3 cards, and enchant Abdul, and do the combo. Final Parting, if Final Parting is the only spell that you cast when you can, because it's a 5 mana spell and it's extremely tough to cast. If you can cast Final Parting, you can skip like 90% of this. You can just search for Abdul, put him into the graveyard, and grab one of the 3.
Okay.
If you use any other tutor, because like 20% of this deck is tutors, you have to grab... fuck.
The Dude Lord.
You have to grab another tutor that puts the card into the graveyard. So that then a card into your graveyard, like Hoarding Broodlord, which you will put into the graveyard, to then reanimate it. It's extremely convoluted, and I hate everything. But the reason why you don't tutor for Hoarding Broodlord is because he is 8 mana. It has Convoke.
That's why.
But most of the time, you won't have enough mana. So we're just going to account for that.
We animate Denim.
Yes, exactly. That's why we animate Dead, reanimate, one of the many spells that brings him back. And then originally the copy will search for Saw in Half, which will grab 2 tutors, which will grab Abdul and Animate Dead. All I understood about this deck was the deck list. There was no description for the deck. No nothing. I looked it up. And even the YouTube video that I watched where Zechariah played, it was so hard to understand what the hell he was doing. So, I did so much research on Hoarding Broodlord, on Animate Dead, on Saw in Half, on Abdul, and oh my god, I lost my mind over it. The good news is, all of you understand it now.
My head hurts from that explanation.
Yeah.
I'm too stupid.
Yeah.
I understand it, but I wish I didn't.
I'm happy we don't have to talk about that anymore. So, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm just going to talk about all of the value pieces that let you draw cards. So, Betty Brex is a very good zoologist in the deck because beginning of each end step, if you created a token this turn, draw a card. And because Lotho says whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, create a treasure, the likelihood that you're drawing a card each turn and creating a treasure is pretty damn high. But I just want to point out a card that is a game changer in Commander for good reason, and makes people extremely salty in Commander for good reason, is Draneth Magistrate. Do you know this card, Jack?
Draneth Magistrate? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even going to explain it. I'll put the picture up in the video, but like, God, that card ruins lives in cEDH. Because even for us, with our Hoarding Dude Lord combo, or with our Hoarding Dude Lord that starts the combo, we have to exile the card and then cast it from exile. If we were facing someone with Draenus Magistrate, we would not be able to do that. It would just stop it completely. We wouldn't even be able to cast Hoarding Dude Lord from the graveyard with a couple of the spells we have. It's just impossible. That card, I don't know who printed it. That card is fucked up.
Funny card. It's really funny and funny and funny.
It's basically a Stax piece because of how much it cancels out in Commander. Orib's Chant is only 1 mana and does it better. So it's 1 white mana, instant. It has kicker, we'll come to that. Target player can't cast spells this turn. That is the original. That is what it does for just 1 white mana. The kicker is also 1 white mana. So 2 white mana, and then the kicked ability happens, which, if this spell is kicked, creatures can't attack this turn. Which means, if you kick it, and pay a total of 2 mana on someone else's, let's just say, upkeep, they can't cast spells and they can't attack.
Wait, mana.
Yeah. It's...
Nice.
Yeah. I saw this card as a joke, but it was in the original deck, and the more I think about it, the more it makes sense, but it is still very funny to me. It's Slaughter Pact. 0 mana. Instant. Destroy target non-black creature. You would think, for 0 mana, destroy a target non-black creature. That's pretty insane. It's too bad. It says at the beginning of your next upkeep, pay 2 and a black. If you don't, you'll lose the game. I for a while I was thinking about putting all the packs together into the same deck just to do the funny. And so I see this card as a joke.
Fair, but the card's still really nice.
Yeah, I mean, 0 mana, destroy target non-black creature is pretty nice. It is instant speed. It's so weird to me. Because you're paying 3 mana for it. It's just later. So I guess, like, to stop a combo, you cast Slaughter Pact. In cEDH, that's pretty likely. So, like, you know, I definitely get it. But at the same time, for, like, you also have Deadly Relic, which is a free spell as well, that exiles a creature. I mean, sure, you need to control your commander, but you'll get that on probably turn 1. Just based on the mana base of this deck. You'll probably get it turn 1. So, yeah. I also, this mana base is wild.
It makes me cry.
It also makes me cry. Like I said, 27 lands. But if you count MDFCs, it's 29.
I'm leaving.
Yeah. Understandable. A Stax piece I personally put in here that I think is very funny, because it's not exactly a Stax piece, is Trouble in Pairs. If an opponent...
Troubles in Pairs is that it's just a little helpful card, alright?
Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of infinite combos are infinite turns. Like, especially if you're playing against a blue deck that's in cEDH, most of the time,
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. They're gonna take an extra turn. So instead, no, they don't. I also put in Blind Obedience. Artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. This is not an extremely powerful effect, but in cEDH, it can be pretty nice. Remember our infinite 1/1 soldiers? Yeah, I'll just attack into them. Because you're tapped out with creatures. So I'll just attack through with 40 damage and kill you. Like...
Might be right, it might be kind of fucking funny.
It's true. True. This man's truing.
You say this man's true.
Yes. Yes, that is exactly what I said. You know what? Because I said that, that's the end of the video. I made this deck for Jack. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you don't, it's a Stax deck, so that's understandable.
We're gonna find out if I enjoy it later.
Yeah.
I'll buy the whole thing.
Do not buy the whole thing. The cheapest version of this deck is $3,600. Do not. Even if you have the money, don't spend that much money on Magic. Just don't.
Spend that much money in Magic? That's what I heard.
No! No! No!